All right, so you want to have a first person and third person camera switcher, and you want it to work with the inventory trace system. So you're going to have your two cameras wherever you have them. You're going to create a player tag container. So if you don't know how to do that, just put in whatever the variable name you want, gameplay tag container. This is what you want. Go ahead and delete this. And then there's 2 points that you're going to have to change. So in get trace point, this is what it currently looks like. It's a part of BPI interactable. This is where it gets its trace. So in order to easily change what it uses, we're going to get this. We're going to get has tag. So our inventory items use this for the tag system. And now we're going to use it to do all our character customization. So, has tag. We're going to set this as our character camera settings. So if you don't know how to create a gameplay tag, basically it's this plus sign right here. Name would be camera dot first person. And then you're going to want to make sure that you set the source as default gameplay tags. I don't know why you would use any other different sources. Haven't learned that yet, but so then you'll add new tag, and then once you have this main camera, then you can just add sub tag, and then it will auto populate the camera. So once you add your tags for first person and third person, has tag, we're going to use this as whatever tag you want. You can do first person or third person. I'll just do third person. We're not going to use a branch. We're going to use a select node from this camera. And then we'll pass this into the index, and then we'll pass these to the forward and world location vector. So if first person mode is false, we want to use our third person camera. But if this first person gameplay tag is true, we want to use our first person camera. And that's all you need for this get trace point. The next part is in this event graph. So depending on what you're doing to cause the camera switch, whether you're calling a node or you're just doing it on a key press, you just pass it into a flip-flop node, or however you want to switch it. And then you're going to do two things. You're going to add and remove tags, and you're going to set the cameras as active. So you can do whatever way you want. First, we'll actually set the cameras active. So if your first person mode, you can choose whatever way you want. We'll just put first person down below, and we'll do third person up top. So we're going to need 4 of these because we have 2 cameras. So when we call this, we're going to make our third person camera. So we're going to set our first person camera as inactive. For this top row, we're going to set our third person camera as active. If on the switch, because it's just basically like a Boolean on off. So if this is true for our third person camera, our first person camera will be true and our third person camera will be false. So this should work for setting the camera as active. Now you're going to want to add and remove our gameplay tags. So we're going to add our gameplay tag. So if it is third person camera, we're going to add our third person camera tag. If it is a first person camera, we're going to add our first person camera tag. And then we want to remove tags. So here, we're going to want to remove the opposite tag of whatever we're adding. So since we're adding first person here, we'll want to remove the third person tag. And vice versa on this one, we're going to want to remove the first person. So we'll walk through the logic. On key press, we're going to go to our third person camera. So we're getting off of the first person. So we're making that false, setting this true. We're adding the tag for our camera that we're going to, third person. We're removing the first person tag. And if it doesn't have a tag, it doesn't do anything. And then it will re-get the trace point from here. If it has the first person tag, it will go to the first person camera. Otherwise, it will use this from our select node. And then we'll try that. And it works perfectly fine. Trace point, right in the middle, right in the middle. Now, if you have an issue where you have to press it twice at the beginning, I hit one key press, hit another. What you could do is, I got lost. In the event graph, you can reverse this logic. So switch this with this, or just flip-flop the flip-flop nodes. So that way, because you automatically start in third-person camera. And that's all you need to use the gameplay tag system with setting the cameras active instead of using a bool. And then you can get this player's gameplay tags for whatever camera state they're in any object to see whether they're first person or third person. And that's all you need to know. Thanks for watching.